Madame Guérin, Madame E. Guérin, born Anna Alix Boulle, 5 February 1878, 16 April 1961, was born at Vallon, Pont-d'Arc, Ardèche, France. She was the originator of the Remembrance Poppy Day. Prior to this, she was a teacher in Madagascar, a lecturer for the Alliance Française, and a lecturer, fundraiser, and humanitarian in the U.S.A. during World War I. For services to France, she was awarded the Officier d'Académie médaille and the Officier de l'Instruction Publique médaille. For her services to the U.S. for the Liberty Bond, she was awarded the Victory Liberty Loan Medallion. Initially, her poppy days benefited the widows and orphans of the war-devastated regions of France. She was christened the Poppy Lady from France after being invited to address the American Legion at its 1920 convention in Cleveland, Ohio, about her original Inter-Allied Poppy Day idea. Her idea was for all World War I Allied countries to use artificial poppies, made by French widows and orphans, as an emblem for remembering those who gave their lives during the World War I, and at the same time creating a method of raising funds to support the families of the fallen and those who had survived thereafter. Now, the Remembrance Poppy encompasses all conflicts that have occurred since. Early life. Guérin was born Anna Alix Boulle on 5 February 1878 at Vallon, Pont-d'Arc, France. Her parents were farm owner Auguste Boulle and his wife Anna Granier. She married Cuban-born French national Paul Rabinet in Vallon on 6 November 1897. Soon after the wedding, they traveled to the French colony of Madagascar. Madagascar. After arriving on the island of Madagascar, Anna as Madame Rabinet began teaching. She created a boarding school, École Rabinet, which gained a reputation as one of the best on the island. She was one of the people on the island who helped Governor-General Joseph Simon Gallieni in his quest to educate the Malagasy people in the French language and culture. For these services, Anna was awarded the French Médaille Officier d'Académie Silver Palms in 1907. Also, in 1907, she divorced. In 1909, she left Madagascar. On 17 October 1910, Anna married Judge Constant Charles Eugene Guérin in Vallon. Great Britain. Anna, now Madame E. Guérin, went to Great Britain soon after marriage to Eugene. She placed her two daughters in a London boarding school. She lectured in England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland for the Alliance Française organization for nearly 4 years. She was passionate about promoting the French culture and language and education. Whilst in Great Britain, Anna was presented with Le Médaille Officier de l'Instruction Publique by Paul Cambon, the French ambassador to London. On the whole, Anna lectured between autumn and spring, spending her summers in France. World War I, War I, War I, War I, War I. In 1914, before the outbreak of World War I, Anna Guérin had agreed to lecture in the U.S.A. for 3 years. She kept to that arrangement and traveled across the Atlantic in October 1914. Initially, her lectures were under the auspices of the Alliance Française, but she would discreetly raise funds for French war causes at the end of her lectures. Those voluntary donations were sent direct to the American Red Cross. Once the USA entered the war, Anna raised funds openly on a public platform. She raised funds for the Food for France organization, French widows and orphans, French veterans medically discharged without a pension, the American Red Cross, the U.S. Liberty Loan Bonds, etc. Whilst lecturing for the U.S. Liberty Bonds, Anna Guérin was described by many as the greatest of all war speakers. Anna Guérin returned to France each summer. The influenza pandemic/Spanish flu curtailed what was to be her 1918/19 tour. She was halfway across the Atlantic Ocean when the 1918 armistice was signed. Inter-Allied Poppy Day. Later life. After 1921, Guérin continued to visit the U.S., sailing across the Atlantic twice a year on average. More often than not, it was via the Cherbourg, New York shipping route. For a few years, she ran a shop selling French antiques in New York. Sister Juliet and friend Blanche managed it whenever she was not in the USA. In 1941, Guérin wrote a synopsis which documented all her fundraising in the U.S. from 1914 to 1921. Guérin spent the World War II years in the USA. Madame Guérin died on 16 April 1961 in Paris.